maybe we might in the grand finals. We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Hey,
Who's gonna play?
Hey, I don't know. You're
Maybe I'm
counting out
foreshadowing. You don't know.
Hey, whoa. We don't want to
Oh.
put the cast the curse so early.
Hey, I'm
on.
Kyrie's biggest fan. What can I say? I shook his hand yesterday, man.
Still hasn't showered since that point.
Okay. Speaking of Kyrie, though, we have the lower third. Okay, so winning
Kyrie
4
fan.
games with
Yeah.
Julian, 1 with Fanny, which was the first game, and then Hayabusa 0% win rate.
That
This-
was from game number 2, right?
This is game number 2.
Yeah. Okay, so both of them had their own loss with the Hayabusa, but in terms of how they play, it's do they have the do they have a different play style? I think they play almost the same.
No, honestly, though, to come back to the point, like the dominance of each different games. Game 1, I think, was down to execution, especially for YRG. Game 2, it was the draft. If not, was just too squishy in the early game, and then the Julian comes through. But what I think we can talk about in both of these 2 key players is the fact that Julian is a playmaker in this team.
All right.
Bummer, because Julian is back down on RG
Just so
side.
mentioned.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, darn it. They're ahead of the game already. Oh, interesting. So, Yuta Red Giants are opting to stay on the blue. FNATIC ONIC opting to go on to the red side. Yuta Red Giants take blue, banning out the Julian, the Arla, the Fanny, followed up by FNATIC ONIC, banning out the Chip-In as well as the Link.
I think this is a Zask ban.
Oh,
It's gonna be
It should be a Zask ban.
right, because
Yeah.
the other game it was Stormy's Zask.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a headache for FNATIC ONIC.
Yeah. I thought, like, I'm always underestimating Zaz. The damage to the single target is a lot, but like when it comes down to team fights, I think only like Stormy and Sans could really make it work. Having that like split damage, landing your second skills and stunning everyone within all these team fights.
I do agree with that, but I feel like Zask, what makes him so good is the fact that he is a really strong anchor as a mage, right? Both, I mean, Jushin and Zask kind of do the same thing. Oh, Nolan
okay.
ban.
I want to know
Nolan.
what's written on Coach Arcadia's notes. It's like different scenarios, right?
No,
I mean,
hero picks and popular statistics, I think that
I
would
even
be it.
saw like even spells there.
Oh, darn it. This is the Zask pick again.
It's the Zask!
But Meta, no, it's like 40% win rate with 26%, 26 times picked up. So 13 games played. So that's effectively like 50 games of Zask. It's either banned or picked. Every single game he's on.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think anybody's been letting Zask through without
But actually,
some form of
Roger game
punishment.
this time around.
Yeah, it is going to be a Roger game coming in from FNATIC ONIC. Again, it just goes to show that FNATIC ONIC and as well as Yuta Red Giants come in extremely prepared for each other.
But Moscov's open though. For Yudu Red
For Yudu
Giants
Red
now. Unless they want to
Giants.
pick it up and then put Roger in the jungle for FNATIC ONIC. But there are a
Are
lot
they
of other
gonna pick
setups as well.
Hayabusa as early as now if you're FNATIC ONIC? Because I heard. Oh,
Yeah, there's a Hayabusa.
Well, you have no other choice on the assassin line. You don't have the Fanny, you don't have the Julian, even Ling.
Let's see what they pick down the line, because right now I can't really make a judgment on Roger and Hayabusa because both of them really need time to really farm up. Roger very early game centric, Hayabusa pretty mid to late game centric. So it's very difficult if Hayabusa getting the prior pick, you don't really have a squishy hero on the side of Yudu Red Giants to really pick off and burst down.
I suppose, but I think as of right now, the main picks that I'm interested in is what is Cram and Yums going to play? Because again, a lot of the driving force from game number 2 was from the EXP and as well as the support. Same goes for game number 1 from FNATIC ONIC.
Yeah, Moskov was open.
Alpha?
Definitely Snap picked that up. This is Alpha. I think this would be going in the hands of Sakai's.
Yeah. And I think Alpha is somehow a team player type of jungler. It's not like a Julian. It's not like a
Explain
Hayabusa.
yourself.
Because it has the capacity to like set up a play, to be an initiator for a team fight.
Oh, with the Spirit of Alpha pushing people back. Okay, I still remember when it happened. The Retri walk behind and Not Today Kid push him back into his team during MSC. I remember that still. But now we see the Edith lock in for the side of FNATIC ONIC to hopefully counter-engage that.
We oftentimes forget that Sakai's actually won the MSC with the Alpha.
And the Alpha.
So this is sort of like his comfort hero. If I was to win any team, and if I was to win FNATIC ONIC, what hero would I win them with? And to him, it's probably the alpha. So
No.
something that's very, very confident for him.
Now that he've mentioned that they won with the Alpha, I think this is the same drafting pattern against Falcons AP Brand. They banned out majority of the assassins, and then the X Factor pick was Alpha. So that's a good theory already.
Very
for-
high aggression onto the jungle.
Yeah.
If I'm expecting a very early game start for you to Red Giants with the Zask, with the Alpha, you have the zone control, you have the damage, you have the true damage, you have immaculate wave or jungle clear if you're in the Alpha.
Is that why they're banning out like sustained heroes that could be up front, like Terizla?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest problem with Alpha is that when you use the ult to engage onto somebody, it's not like you can use the ult again to
Like
get
forever.
back out.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
can't leave
why.
it there forever.
Yeah, you're just stuck there. So it's nice to get rid of the other initiators.
All the setups like Ruby, Tigreal, Terizla.
Oh, that's-
Exactly.
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
Ruby might be open over here. I think what would be interesting for FNATIC ONIC is maybe a Minotaur would be a good ban over here as well. So just take
Ooh.
everything out, and then Keyboy goes back to his cho. Just have those single target pickoffs because you really need to get in the face of Zask. It's
Oh, that's
very,
it.
very high priority. You have a lot of damage from that Roger and the Edith already.
I feel like this could be a game for Yums to actually play Cho instead, because when you see the Edith, it's not like it's not like, oh no, I don't have any frames to work with. Everything has a wind up with the Edith, and I think Cho, it's more telegraphed to use the Shun Post to dodge it, and more so single target lockdown.
So they banned out the Grok. So for you, the Red Giants, they could focus on banning another tank, right?
Yeah. I'm really thinking like ban on Minotaur. You could put Edith in the EXP lane as well. Unless it's like you want to put Cram on Barats, that could be very, very strong for them. You have a very, very thick front line. You don't really have a lot of like true damage to be able to melt them down because the Alpha is already picked up. But it will be the Vexana, so it's a respect over the Sans.
I think this might be an angle where FNATIC ONIC might just go for something like, Ruby
Yeah,
or
Ruby.
Farsa at this point in time, but they want to see the full draft first before they give Sans his hero.
You think the Juicin might be in question for FNATIC ONIC? You
could
have a lot
be.
of like zone control as well.
The zone control sounds like a good idea, but at the same time, it feels like, why do you want to have like a sustained type of mage when you could just have like a raw burst mage that could profit people like Hayabusa and as well as Roger?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I'm thinking of Kagura for FNATIC ONIC.
Really? We're going into Kagura before
Yeah.
Farsa?
Well, actually, I kind of agree with her. Not in the sense of like Kagura per se, but like a very high burst damage hero. So maybe even a Lilia might work out well for them
Lilia,
as
yeah.
well. Because you want to be able to just protect the Roger as much as you can, deal as much damage as you can, and then Roger, the janitor, just comes up and clean up your aisle.
I like that pitch. I'll invest in this business right here. It's going to be export once again for Cram for the Yudu Red Giants. So now they've got Tank Busters. They've ways to zone out their opponents. They have a clear initiation strategy and a second initiation if it works out.
What's gonna be the burst hero here? For
Maybe a Farsa would
Farsa,
be a
Lilia.
very safe pick over
Yeah.
here.
If they go Lilia, it's safe. If they go Farsa, Sans is playing a little risky.
Yeah, but the rotation game is going strong
What if
over here.
Arams?
Because you need the early game. Remember, you're playing with a Roger. You are able to win the lane. You need your Roger to really just snowball out of control.
I mean, one way of doing that is by bursting down your opponents, like putting them down at like 20% HP and being like, hey, Roger, go get him my attack dog.
They need the damage. Oh man, you do Red Giants are so thick.
Yeah.
Everyone thick, beefy boys, man.
They need a hero that could burst that Firaga armor.
Yeah, that's a Lilia.
That's a Lilia.
right there.
Yeah, that was the problem on the previous game. Nothing that can burst that or pierce through that Firaga armor.
Yeah. Right now, I kind of like the Lilia because you provide the utility as well, able to slow people down with the glooms. But not only that, you create the zone control as well. If you're in a spot of bother, you could use the Black Shoes to get out of the way. But that being said, my last words for either of these two teams, man, looking very strong. I want to see FNATIC ONIC get their revenge somehow, but I also want to see a 122-day win for UD Red Giants.
Whew.
So, guys, bring us to the game.
All right. With that being said, it is time. This is going to be the match of the century here at SPS. The group stage continues on, but only one of these teams are going to take that top spot. Is it going to be YRG or is it going to be FNATIC ONIC as we start heading in to the land of Dawn? Buckle in, boys and girls. It is time for the conclusion of round number 3 here. The score is 1-1. Who will take it all, or are they just going to be stuck in second place.
Man, I'm really excited to see if this is going to be a long game or not. Is this going to be a play after another play? Or is this going to be a long game but more on the objective side? I wouldn't know. This is a very complicated matchup between SRG and FNATIC ONIC. Sometimes they play really smart. Sometimes they play with just bronze and ready for all those team fights.
I mean, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah, right? They're very unpredictable. Sometimes they play with no team fights. Sometimes they play with full of team fights.
That's true. That's true. We'll see which is going to be the case, because we do see that Keyboy has ran up to the top side to maybe give Lupti a bit of an advantage in his lane. Yums could punish here as he gets right on top of Lupti. Keyboy has to respond accordingly. They back away. No deaths so far.
So probably, I think, for FNATIC ONIC, their play here for this game is that since Cram has played really well on the previous game, why not focus on his lane and then right after we go to Innocent's lane. But so far, in terms of the emblems, it's just the usual emblems for all the players.
And here we go, first blood achieved by Yums of all people. Yums, why'd you got an auto attack like that? You do Red Giants, fine first blood.
He's hungry, Gideon. He's hungry for blood.
He's hungry for blood. On a Kufra, nonetheless. Don't worry, Yums will carry you on his back. He'll get you over the finish line. But that's already a minute and 40 seconds into this game. 20 more seconds until the first turtle spawns, and we're seeing the motion of the oceans from FNATIC ONIC.
So for FNATIC ONIC, they need to capitalize on having a... I mean, Roger is a hero that is meant for the early game, right? So why not have Chewa be part of the team fight, or maybe a double lane, same concept with the Claude, or give space to him. But yeah, the team fight is really focused at the top lane. So expect a lot of plays there, considering that the turtle will spawn on that area.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of combinations and interactions that we need to be aware of. Anybody who locks down a target, expect the SOD to be flying right to them. And even for FNATIC ONIC side, right, Sans is going to be quite the problem, especially if Cram doesn't have his Faraga armor. Everything considered here, it looks like both Voodoo Red Giants and FNATIC ONIC are going to get their junglers to level 5 before they make their way to the turtle.
Well, actually, Sekai's is now level 6. So it's safe to say that they are on the upper hand on taking this turtle objective, surprisingly, because this is against a Hayabusa. Oh, wait.
There we go, the Earth Shadow connects, but Tour gets hit, and they get pushed into the wall. Cram with the last insanity finds one, and Stormy takes the second. Kyrie tries to jump into that fight, and unfortunately doesn't steal away the turtle. Now on the run, keeping Udo Red Giants on their toes, but it's going to be Udo Red Giants with 2 kills in the bag, and as well as the turtle.
That is also 1.3k gold lead for the team, and another play at top lane.
Dear God, not like this! Kyrie unable to get away with the quad shadows in time. Sakai's keeps him in place. Great initiation from Yums.
By the way, Sekais is playing really well. He is at the top in terms of gold, next to Cram. So everything is looking good for United Giants in this game. And Sans has to be all over those places where Udo Red Giants wants to go for a play, because so far everything is looking good for Udo Red Giants.
It feels like right now, if FNATIC ONIC don't have their anchor, then it's a little difficult to initiate, right? I mean, initiate without some health insurance, of course.
Yeah, that's true. And I think it's really hard for FNATIC ONIC because Keyboy is at 2 deaths already. There's this psychological battle in him na, do I have to go for a play? Should I go inside the defense of Udo Red Giants? I don't know, but yeah, for Udo Red Giants, they just have to keep doing what they're doing because it's really effective for them.
Speaking of which, Cram having the time of his life against Lupti here. He's already a level ahead of him. Lupti will catch up to level 6, but now it looks like Udo Red Giants are now focusing their attention on the opposite side of the map. Turtle will spawn down here, and Keyboy, it's difficult for him to open up the map. Stormy has been placing these nightmarish spawns in kind of awkward spots.
By the way, for Stormy, he already has a glowing wand, which is actually a good thing if you're up against the heroes like the SRG and even the hero of Keyboy, which is an Edith. So with that being said, setup plays might be a little difficult for FNATIC ONIC because the sustain isn't there yet for them, or actually countered already.
Whoa. Oh, the angle from Yums. He finds the pick and allows the guys to get even further ahead in this match. FNATIC ONIC instantly respond to, hey, we got to take this turtle right here, right now. We got to blitz it down. And yes, they do find it.
But by the way, for FNATIC ONIC, that's a good trade. So there was a kill at the top lane for Udo Red Giants, but they were able to get that turtle objective, which is actually a good thing. But so far, for FNATIC ONIC, they weren't able to get any kills yet. But after the turtle take for FNATIC ONIC, we have another trade for you, the Red Giants at the top lane, as Sekais will secure that turret for them. And right now, for FNATIC ONIC, it's as if they're just reacting to how you, the Red Giants, has been playing. And I want a special statistics for Yum's efficiency on using that launching ball Tyrant's Rage. Because every time he set up a play, it's as if it's an automatic kill for you, the Red Giants.
Hey, man, if he's on target, honestly, he should have accuracy, right? He should have an accuracy rating. How many times does he engage that equates to kills? I don't know. It sounds like a tough... Zipper will figure it out. But in the meantime, FNATIC ONIC, yes, they are on the back foot, but it feels like you, the Red Giants, because of all of these plays and even sacrificing the second turtle of the game, look at how far ahead Sekais is ahead of this match, right? He's a level ahead of Kyrie. He's 2-0-3. This man is rolling in dough.
Yeah, and actually for the goal that he is at 4,604 as compared to Kyrie 3,800. So see the difference already. You know, Flicker has been used. So more unpoked. So we can see the potential now of Sans Hero on the Snelia. So expect later on that if they have better equipment, there might be a possibility for them for a counter go, because so far the only item that he has is the Enchanted Talisman. So they also need that probably a glowing wand, another item that is more on the magic penetration, maybe a Divine Glaive, something like that.
Yeah, especially considering the War Axes purchases from Sekais and as well as from Cram 2, I think being able to kind of slow them down on their sustainability is very helpful, because I think at the end of the day, it's more beneficial for FNATIC ONIC to drag out some of these fights, but that's on condition, right? Yum's getting chunked out again, and Sans just walking through the Nightmarish spawn to hopefully get something out of him. They don't get anything. The conceal comes through from Yum's. They might want to do something else. CW not part of this fight. Sekais goes in with the Spear of Alpha, gets back out. SOD connects, and look, he's in trouble. Kiboy is zoned out. Last Insanity might just put him out of his misery. Flicker for Flicker, and Yudu Red Giants, they get everything.
Just when we said that every set of play that Yums wants, it's an automatic kill. And out of all people, it was Luffy who was supposed to be the setup player also for FNATIC ONIC, as to why they're continuing this lead against FNATIC ONIC. And after taking an objective, they take the turn to the middle lane, which is very, very crucial for Kyrie's purple buff.
Oh, but still, Kyrie was able to find his purple buff with the Retribution, right? Trying to still stay relevant in this game. Yes, he does have that purple buff, but at the same time, Sekais is 2 levels ahead of him, so neutral objectives not going to be easy to take as their gold lead continues to increase. 4.7k.
Yeah, and look at the map. I thought this was going to be a play for Yums again.
-1 for Yums.
-1 for you. But he didn't use the ultimate though.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
It's just a poke. Set a poke.
just to set a poke for now. And Kyrie unfortunately need to make sure that all the purple buff camp is completely out so that it can respawn and refresh efficiently. Since we have 60 seconds on the clock before the next objective does spawn, where do we see FNATIC ONIC making the play? Are they just going to keep fishing for Yums, or do they play for a bait?
They might go for a bait or a bait play wherein they are on the defensive stance. It's as if they're forcing you, the Red Giants, to be on an area wherein there is a perfect setup from Kiboy or even for Luti, actually, because they have the burst, continuous burst actually with this hero from San. So as long as they're up close together, it will be a lot easier for them. So they have the kit for clearing a minion wave. They have the kit for
zone control.
So they might be able to do, but on the defensive stance.
Okay, so they gotta be on a defensive stance, so my guess is towards their side of the jungle.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that FNATIC ONIC, they're sacrificing too much farm for Lutbi, because in the previous game, he was barely even finishing his second item, and by the time he completed it, it was too late. But here we go. We see the conceal from FNATIC ONIC to open up the bottom side of the map. They see nothing, and notice that, wait, a majority of their members are actually on the top side here. We see that Kyrie looks to respawn. A tier 2 ends up falling for free just because of the recon from FNATIC ONIC.
Okay, so this is gonna be a long juggle, by the way, but the Lord has not been reset. Gideon.
Oh, Kyrie, he steals the Lord, and he manages to get on out of there. No, God, Lord stole it, but he goes down to Innocent, who finds him in the back on this purple. Boy goes away, trying to buy a little bit more time, but now Lupti getting in the mix, wants to get on top of Innocent. He goes down, and CW is like, where'd he go? Why didn't you give me the kill? Not just yet, as they push them out of their base. Was this worthwhile for FNATIC ONIC?
Definitely, it's very, very worth it. All along we thought that for Kyrie, he's just gonna clear the minion at the top lane. But yeah, for FNATIC ONIC, what a nice steal by Kyrie. Although for Yudo Red Giants, they have the kit to defend this one out. But still, the super minions is advantageous for FNATIC ONIC. They might want to take advantage of that by taking down turrets, probably the bottom lane, by the minions' help.
I mean, that's the fattest minion wave I've seen.
Yeah.
Tier 1 already down. A dive onto the top side to make sure that Cram doesn't get to play this game efficiently. Keyboy getting chunked out here. Forced to use his ultimate pretty early on. Dominators descend on top of him, and Keyboy quickly buys the immortality.
Oh.
Wait, reposition onto Lupti's side. SOD, he lands it! Innocent finds Lupti. They get the punish, losing 2 Tier 1s in the process.
What a surprise from Innocent. What a surprise play for... I mean, it's not a surprise for FNATIC ONIC. They saw the Spear of Destruction. But yeah, because of that kit or that skill from the Moskov, it's a lot easier for Yudo Red Giants to force a play on areas where FNATIC ONIC would be at a disadvantageous situation. So for FNATIC ONIC, they have to be mindful of their setup plays. Again with Yum setup plays.
Nope, he's going to be able to use the rage onto Keyboy. He's trying to get on out of there, but he's waiting for the immortality. Quickly goes into Primordial Wrath, and he's able to turn it around as Kyrie finds Crab.
Skies.
And Skies next stuff fall getting yoinked in by Lupti. They do it again, 2-0, and FNATIC ONIC claps back.
I think that was a too early last insanity from Kram. He was waiting for that immortality proc from FNATIC. Oh, wait.
Stormy. He's in so much trouble. He dies over to Sans. He isn't able, because he doesn't have it.
Sans.
No, he goes out with the black shoes, manages to survive. Thank goodness. Flickers being burnt by Stormy, unable to get his Dominator's Descent in time.
This is what we're saying for FNATIC ONIC. They have the kit for a wipeout with bursts from Sans as long as there's a nice setup play. Again, the last insanity for Kram was too early. At that moment, he waited for that immortality from Keyboy or Lutni, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, because of that, because of the timings, FNATIC ONIC won that team fight, and actually the lead is very, very low now. 615 for Yudo Red Giants, and we have the Ice Queen wand for Sans, same as the glowing wand. So imagine the slow plus the anti-life steal that this Lily has.
So if the engage fails, it's going to be so much more painful for YRG. Churros, let's bring you in on this one. Break it down for us. What exactly can they do?
For YRG, they started off with the bring back the hyper carry meta. Instead of 3 tanks over here, we oftentimes forget that Zask is actually a semi-tank with the Dominator's Descent, and you're just hyper funneling all of your resources onto Innocent. That's how their early game was able to do so well. But for FNAC, they've been very passive all throughout the game. The late game, though, they're hunkering down on their base and just trusting their counter engages.
I mean, these counter engages have been very, very good.
Yeah, especially
here
with the Lilia from Sans.
Yeah.
You're just chunking them down, just staying a ways away, and then Roger just comes in, Chairway just cleaning up shop together with Kyrie as well.
As we get back into this, let's see how the situation is going to change, and maybe whether or not Yudo Red Giants are able to crack this game wide open, because they had the opportunity and the lead before, but FNATIC ONIC said no, it's equalization time.
You know, with the itemization of Sans, you know that he's really focused on the continuous burst.
No.
Oh, that was close.
That was the fastest last insanity.
Yeah, if I were Cram, I'll do the same.
Yeah, start, please.
I'll Cram using the last insanity.
But now, without that Faraga armor, he's not going to have a lot of time to quickly go back into the base to heal back up and get the Faraga armor back before they blitz this down.
This is the perfect timing for FNATIC ONIC to force for another team fight. By the way, the Black Shoes of Sans has been used already.
Yep, and Cram has already gotten his Faraga armor back up just in time here. It's a 50-50. They're still going to be playing around. Jaewei is getting in. Last Insanity as well. It's going to be Kyrie who finds and knocks up on 2. Quickly running out of there. Even Jaewei using the Purify to survive. Loopy is going to end up dying still. Innocent. He wouldn't. He does. He jumps right back in. Wins some nature to dodge him. But it looks like Lycan Pounce chunks him out. CW will trade his life for his boy Kyrie. What a fight.
Too aggressive for Innocent, but at the same time, it's a good thing because they were able to take down 2 heroes from a FNATIC ONIC. But the good thing for FNATIC ONIC is that they got the Lord again, that they could minimize the lead of Udira Giants in terms of turret push. But Cram is here up front for Udira Giants to defend this Lord. So far, everything has been looking good on the defensive side of FNATIC ONIC. We now have the Malefic Roar for Kyrie at the bottom lane, though. It's just Cram.
He's able to hunker down, forcing the Black Shoes out very early on. Great game sense coming in from Sans. And now, even with the Primal Wrath, it's not enough. That Primordial Form is going to get cut down with the help of true damage. But Sans says, no, I want something back. I want some guys. Kyrie gets involved, doesn't find the angle. They back away.
I think for FNATIC ONIC, they wanted to go for a play at the bottom lane because we heard the sprint for Sans, probably to slow down the players of Udira Giants. But at the same time, they know that it's a potential threat for them, if ever, because Innocent might be back from or to be part of the team fight. So this was what happened. It was a nice steal from Kyrie, and everything happened so fast after that last Insanity.
Oh, I see. Sakai's didn't buffer in. His Spear of Alpha was a little bit late on that one, so Kyrie was able to make the play with the shurikens on top of his Retribution. Okay, because we both saw that both of these junglers were looking at each other and they were thinking, you know what? It's all based on the timing of Cram. When he releases that last Insanity, we hit Retri.
Cram is the signal for everyone. But yeah, for Udira Giants, for Innocent, he has to be mindful of his positioning. He is the go-to guy right now for Udira Giants. As long as he is alive, they could win a team fight. Now for FNATIC ONIC, they could give space for Sans more. So their positioning is really on point. Sans can slow down the players, burst the players, and have Jaewei and Kyrie finish off the play. Something like that.
I think that's why we're seeing that Udira Giants, especially for Yums, he's been targeting Sans to try and force him to use the Black Shoes as early as possible. Because Sans know, if he has Sprint, that means you don't have Purify. If you get caught, there's not a lot of time to work with. But that being said, Cram is trying to zone off as many players as possible, forcing out the I'm Offended here. Gets hit, but his Firaga armor still doesn't break despite that. FNATIC ONIC, they don't waste too many resources on him.
He's very tanky with the same mortality in Oracle for Cram. So far for FNATIC ONIC, they might want to force like a big play against the Cram, but not the idea of killing him before a team fight. More like forcing that Firaga armor out before a team fight, so there's no threat from last Insanity. From there, for sure, Cram will go back and have the Firaga armor equipped again prior another team fight. But yeah, this is another Lord, and it might be a bloody one.
Yeah, here we go. Yums, he does find it. He finds Sans of all people. He gets bursted down before the Black Shoes. They're trying to run SOD as well. Kyrie's out of there with the quad shadows. SUW is trying to run Innocent. Takes out Lupti, and his stragglers are mine, he says. Udira Giants finally finding a winning engage. That means they're going to be locking down and securing this Luminous Lord.
Yeah, this is going to be a Lord we're in. FNATIC ONIC won't try to contest because even Yums is there for the information whether Kyrie will be trying to get a steal or not. But Cram is down though. Although that is somehow a bit of an error for Udira Giants because they will not capitalize this Lord without Cram.
I mean, we say that right now, but the Lord Empowered Minions are only going to spawn at the 44th second, right?
Right.
So that means 14 seconds. We minus that off. We do the quick math, and it's roughly around like 12 seconds when those minions spawn, if I got my math correct. But for the most part of it, FNATIC ONIC, it's really unfortunate, right? That Udira Giants, their pivot onto Sans actually worked out this time.
Yeah.
So FNATIC ONIC, and I think somebody needs to be able to eat the Tyrant's Rage and Revenge. They've got to position themselves to cover these angles.
Yeah. They have to cover Sans specifically because when we see Udira Giants try to find Sans and they are able to, that's going to be the outcome. Them winning the team fight.
Wait, hold on. Did Cram just use the last Insanity to quickly run on to try and catch up with the rest of his team?
Yeah, I think if he has the flicker, he'll use it too.
Right? No. It's just an API. He's got way more health than that. Never mind. As we see, the Lord is going to get chunked down pretty fast here. As FNATIC ONIC, ooh, they do lose the black shoes. Kyrie goes in with Quad Shadow and kills Stormy before he gets into the Dominator's Descent. He already used it so early on. And now FNATIC ONIC looking to push backwards. This Lord push completely neutralized.
So it's a battle between junglers or even players finding out the burst damager, the mages of each and every one. So it's 80 minutes in our game, 14 versus 7. But for FNATIC ONIC and Udo Red Giants, it's more on the technical side already. It's more on the macro side of things. Who has the better clearing of minion wave? Who has the better placement in a team fight?
And Cram, he's going to get hit by the slow, but Sans, he's building it up so much. Breaks that Faraga armor. Even though he doesn't have his black shoes. I mean, he used it just to get his health back, but at this point of time, he is a real problem for Udo Red Giants.
Yeah, he has a complete item, by the way. He has the Divine Glaive and even the Blood Wings here. So things are looking good for FNATIC ONIC. Again, their main damager is going to be Sans. And when the players of Udo Red Giants are already low on life, that's where Chewe and Kyrie comes in because of the passive of the Roger and the high damage per hit from Kyrie.
Well, let's not forget that a lot of this, especially when you have slow animation times like the Dominator's Descent, when you're going into it, if you are touched even a little bit by CW below, I'm going to quickly calculate how many he has. It's about like 5%, so it's about like 7%. No, it's probably 6% more likely. 6% to kill somebody at this point of time, right? Man, it's really scary, right?
Yeah, it's a battle of attrition now.
It's a battle of attrition.
It's a battle of morals also.
It's a battle of morals.
Because if you make a mistake, it's gonna be your problem.
No, that's true. Cram doesn't lose his Faraga armor still. He's powering through the damage. He's got max stacks on that war
He doesn't
axe.
have immortality though.
Oh, that's also true, but here we go. Cram forced to lose out a lot. Yums tries to come back in. He does find it onto Kyrie, who buys immortality just in time. Can they save the situation? Keyboy knocks him up, and CW gets Cram. The full fight blows as Kyrie gets on out of there with the help of his Quad Shadows and his Oki Shadow kill. They're not done yet. They get pulled in by Lupte. Can he find one more to equalize the score? And they don't. Innocent will get Keyboy at the end of the day. It's an equal 2-for-2 trade. Every battle spell under the sun has been burnt off.
Somebody has to find Innocent. Honestly, in the middle of the team fight, it was just there doing free hits against the FNATIC ONIC. But now, what was that to save? For Kyrie, he's still alive all along, I thought.
Thank God.
It's gonna be down. Thank God he has the shadow kill.
Yeah, he had the shadow kill. He just needed somebody to buy him a fraction of a second, and Keyboy said, "Don't worry, I got you, brother.
I got you. I'm your guy."
I'm that guy.
And again, another team fight, I guess, for this player. So again, somebody has to find Innocent in the middle of the team fight because the life still is there, the attack speed is there, and no one's gonna be able to counter that one out because if you're up against, if you're a Roger versus a Moskov, and you were not able to kill a Moskov, then the Roger will be at a disadvantageous position.
I mean, the longer this game goes, the more Innocent is going to find value, right? Same goes for San, same goes for Stormy. As once again, oh, look, he does try and pull Cram out of position. They want to break that Faraga armor. Yums could find the hit of a lifetime. He gets onto the Edith straight away. CW will be able to cut him down. Keyboy is done for. Kyrie comes in. Who gets it? And Skies! He secures the Lord! He's now pulling backwards. His Innocent caught out of position. Is forced to fight. Quickly uses the Purify to protect himself from the I'm offended. Stormy! God damn! The Mind Eater to take out Kyrie.
And even the top lane here of Udo Red Giants, they have the minion wave. They have the kit. Kyrie is not available, but yeah, for Udo Red Giants, it was a nice juggle between their targets. Again, if you're not able to take down Innocent, if you're trying to take him, you're at a disadvantageous position. That's why Udo Red Giants now is on the push lane.
Yep, Dominator's Descent already coming through. They have an anchor to work with, and Innocent is going to use that as much as he can. Oh, they push it forward, and straight into the Spear of Alpha to take out Sans. He's got nothing left. Lupti is trying to distract the Lord as much as he can with the help of the minions on top of it, but it looks like that is going to be it. Lupti is going to try. That's going to be GG. Well played. The Udo Red Giants continue their win streak.
Another win For you, the Red Giants, the streak continues for Coach Arcadia and his squad.
Oh my goodness. Churros, you gotta get in on this.
Yeah, say something.
Say something. I mean, your prediction is wrong on this one, but at what cost?
What was that game, guys? He was so close. Kyrie was just there.
He was there.
And then he was not.
He just got tapped. He got
My
tapped by the
boy.
Mind Eater.
Yeah. But